Today we got some content. This one is when horse racing tells a love story. Seuin Sky is on the thumbnail for it. And you know we love some I will admit Seuin Sky kind of a pain in the ass to try and train up. Try to get a Seuin Sky parent. Yeah, good luck. It's going to be a pain in the dick. Why? Because you have to get like a bajillion stamina in order to make it through that damn Tenno show trying to get top 3, which means you got to sacrifice everywhere else. It's a pain in the ass, right? Anyways, whatever, blah, 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 something, something. Let's check out this video. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's go.
What would a love story be like in horse racing? Under the azure sky, two graves tell a love story that transcends class. To understand this love story, we must look at this support card from the game, which on surface is a Nishino flower support card, but with the true main character of Seuin Sky. Yet behind the love story lies the memory of a person who could never let go. The story began at a special period of time, 1995. Nishiyama Farm. A new owner, Shigeyuki Nishiyama, just took the farm in hand. At the time, Nishiyama Farm was far too large in size, housing around 200 broodmares, facing a serious financial crisis. However, crisis comes along with opportunity. It's also the time when their first G1 champion, Nishino Flower, just retired from the race course. She was their first G1 champion, carrying an elite bloodline that made her a top-tier horse for breeding. To give more context to this period of time, during the 90s, Sunday Silence was introduced to Japan, and it completely transformed the very fabric of—
Dude, Sunday Silence is the greatest breeding horse in Japan history. The greatest. Everyone can tie themselves back to Sunday Silence somehow. All of the main horses, dude. It's crazy how every time we do something, we're like, oh, the parents, the grandsire, oh, hey, look, it's Sunday Silence.
Japanese horse breeding, causing the biggest generational shift the sport had ever seen. People soon discovered stallions with American bloodline thrives on Japan's quick, high-speed racing. For decades,
are these all girls that we're gonna get introduced to one day? Yo, Cop Uma? There's a Cop Uma eventually? All right, okay, Cop Uma. I don't know. I guess we gotta get introduced to the other ones. There's no, I mean, they don't really stand out. Like, this one's kind of extravagant. I don't know any of these. But, this is Goldship's brother? Nah, that'd be sick. Anyways, Cop Uma. I'm excited to meet this Cop Uma. Ore Fever? Wait, which one's Ore Fever? This one? This one? This one? This one? Ore Fever's in here? Oh yeah, we do know this one, right? We've seen this one. We've seen this one. I was thinking I recognized this little hair design here. Okay. Okay, cool.
American bloodline thrives on Japan's quick, high-speed racing. For decades, the tradition of leaning heavily on European stock suddenly grew old. For the industry expert, this revolution forced them to reform. For example, there was Symbolic stable, once produced legend like Symbolic Rudolph, who suddenly fell hard to compete. So they decided to turn its focus away from Europe and began importing American horses, eventually delivering another legend, Symbolic Chris S. And then there was Nishiyama Farm, where the new owner Shigeyuki Nishiyama, facing such revolution, decided to take drastic action and sell off 250 horses, keeping only the very best horse they got. Among the horses sold off, there was one called Sheriff Star, a stallion introduced from Europe with a disappointing result in stud. Yet one of his foals was left in the farm not because he was outstanding, in fact, it was probably pure coincidence. A trainer once requested to take him in, but that trainer never showed up at the end. So just as the future looked bleak for this horse, a rookie trainer who desperately needed something to begin his career casually took the horse in and described this horse: poor in condition, poor in appearance, poor in bloodline, poor just in every way.
And now
that horse was Seuin Sky. This was how everything began.
Interesting.
In the debut, to everyone's surprise,
I like the backstory telling us all this information about the Nishiyama farm. and like kind of like giving us some details on how like the American horses coming over and being studs and stuff really shifted things here. That's all really interesting. They established that Nishino Flower, big deal, just retired. And now you've got this horse, Seuin Sky.
This hopeless horse stormed ahead with a dominant victory. And in the second race, Seuin Sky again made 5-lane victory, about to enter the classic undefeated. However, on the next race, he was beaten by Special Week, sired by Sunday Silence. Yes,
damn.
Seuin Sky was born into the first season of umamusume and become a
It was born into the first season of umamusume.
horse girl, but also one of the reasons the anime chose this period of time for its first season was because the amount and depth of the talent this generation had. Seuin Sky was born into what history would remember as the golden generation. Therefore, in the first leg of the Triple Crown, Satsuki-sho, Seuin Sky was booked as the second favorite, but compared to Special Week's overwhelming 1.8 odds, Seuin Sky had a considerable gap, staying at 5.4. Yet against all expectation, once the race began, Seuin Sky held off the charges of both King Halo and Special Week to claim the first leg of the Triple Crown, delivering his trainer and jockey their very...
Listen, dude, I would expect nothing more. I would expect nothing more from Seuin Sky, man. That ult.
first classic victory. But even after such victory in the Japan Derby, Seuin Sky was listed only as the third favorite, with Special Week once again on top. This scene was also shown in the anime where Seuin Sky said, "Even though I won Satsuki-sho, I am still not a fan favorite. If I surprise you again, will I be the favorite next time?" But most importantly, this is Tokyo Racecourse, home of the Derby. It's famous for its extremely long home stretch, as designed particularly punishing for frontrunners like Seuin Sky. And even worse, when the race began, events unfolded in way no one expected. The public pressure was piling high on King Halo's team. Therefore, one of the big three suddenly lost control and rushed to the front. The story of King Halo is another great story to be told, but this forced other frontrunners like Seuin Sky to match the hot pace. In the end, both frontrunners burned out and sank into the pack, watching Special Week declare a dramatic victory, setting the stage for their decider in the final leg, Kikasho.
Damn. Interesting. Wow.
Kyoto Racecourse, the gate opened. Seuin
That's so interesting. So King Halo ended up kind of like pushing the pace a little too hard, and Seuin Sky had to keep up. Interesting. And that ended up screwing them over. Now, I wonder if they would have just gone a little slower, paced themselves a little better, would it have gone differently? Who knows?
Sky charges to the front, blazing through the first 1,000 meters in 59.3 seconds, but this pace is insane. Kikasho is a grueling 3,000 meter marathon. 59.3 is completely suicidal, fast even for middle distance. No other jockeys dare to chase Seuin Sky, but this is where things went interesting. In the second 1,000 meters, Seuin Sky jockey slowed down the pace dramatically to 64.3 seconds. This change of pace casted an illusion to other jockeys, because even in long distance, such pace is like morning exercise, giving Seuin Sky plenty of time to rest up the energy he spent in the...
Oh, interesting. First 1,000 established something crazy. Next 1,000, really slow it down. Final 1,000, pop the fuck off.
Beginning. By the time the field reached the final stage, Seuin Sky still held a commanding lead and astonishingly began to accelerate again. It was only then that other teams realized they had all been tricked. But even with the field camp flying at the end, they can only witness Seuin Sky smashing the world record to become the double crown winner of the golden generation, never once as the betting favorite.
Wow, angling and scheming.
Only then did people finally celebrate this inferior bred horse, one who had defied all doubt.
Wait, where's the love story part of this? We missed the love story. Where's the love story?
Every assumption and rising to the very peak of this generation. This race became the high point of Seuin Sky, and in his next race, Seuin Sky would finally become the betting favorite. Finally. If only the story had ended here.
A broken dream.
And Alima Kine, Seuin Sky was beaten by Grass Wonder, witnessing the phoenix rising from the ashes. The following year, after returning with a dominant win, Seuin Sky entered the Tenno-sho Spring as the second favorite. But in the final stretch, Special Week surged past him once again, leaving Seuin Sky in third place. In fact, during the kickoff show, when everyone had been caught off guard by Seuin Sky's flawless strategy, Special Week's jockey Taki Yutaka was the first to sense that shift. This time, he would not make that same mistake, changing his usual tactic. Special Week shadowed Seuin Sky throughout and ultimately had his revenge. When these two fatal rivals met again, it was already
I love this aspect of things, right? Where it is just you know, the jockey kind of like marking someone, right? Marking a different horse and keeping up, knowing that that's the one you got to beat. And like it's all a strategy of it all. Like less of a strategy so much in the game, right? Because there are no jockeys and stuff. But like seeing that here is like, it's just so interesting.
Tenno-sho Autumn. For the first time, Seuin Sky finally stood as the favorite over Special Week. However, first favorite in Tenno-sho Autumn carried a curse. For 11 straight years, the betting favorite had never won a single time. Symboli Rudolph, Magelo McQueen, Ugly Cap, and many others, no matter how strong they were, how many times they challenged, they all fell to this invisible opponent, including the last year's favorite Silent Suzuka. And this time, the curse claimed Seuin Sky as well. Beaten, injured, in front of him, Special Week swept past in a record-breaking style, seizing the Tenno-sho Spring-Autumn sweep. By then, who is the main character? Everyone had an answer. After the race, Nishiyama Farm announced Seuin Sky would rest up to recover, and this rest would went on for a year and a half. When he finally returned, it's already the next century. Spring 2001, Kyoto Racecourse, the place where he had once shocked everyone. Seuin Sky came back. But when he looked around others competing, there were no familiar.
You know what I mean? Where's the love story? That's the part that I'm waiting on, the love story part. I'm not really getting a love story out of this. Who's the love? The love is what? The trainer and Seuin Sky? I thought it had something to do with Nishino Flower.
All the rivals who had defied his youth, Special Week, King Halo, El Condo Pasa, Grass Wonder, they all have retired. The gate opened, the race began. During his long rest, the team approached a famous writer. When Seuin Sky returned, could you please write a book for him? I want him to be remembered. If he comes back, he will definitely become a great horse. When the race was over, a great champion was witnessed. The overlord of the centuries and TM overall, undefeated throughout the entire year of 2000, with 8 straight group victories. Even the curse of the Tenno-sho fall that beat many legends, including Seuin Sky, had fallen before the unquestionable dominance of TM Opera.
TM Opera,
16 seconds after TM Opera won, Seuin Sky crossed the wire. 12th in the total of 12 horses. The river of time has passed him by. He's the last member of the glorious golden generation where none of his rivals.
Damn. Fuck, yo. What? That's crazy. Yo, Crix, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Yo, what's crazy is you timed it up with this moment. I thought it was part of the video.
Of TM Opera. 16 seconds after TM Opera won.
That's crazy. I thought the JoJo's thing was part of the fucking video. I heard the dun 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 dun. I was like, what the fuck? Is it a golden win? I thought it was like a hype thing. I thought Seuin Sky was gonna like fucking turn up and like blaze past them all, but it was like, no, they were in last place. Seuin Sky was last place. I got fooled.
Sky crossed the wire. 12th in the total of 12 horses. The river of time has passed him by. He's the last member of the glorious golden generation where none of his rivals finished their career with a victory, and neither did him. This is the last race of Seuin Sky. Till the end, Nishiyama didn't get to see Seuin Sky becoming the main character of his time. After the
Aw.
retirement, Seuin Sky and National Flower stood as the Nishiyama farm's only two G1 champions. The owner Nishiyama treasured them like their own children. But Seuin Sky's bloodline was considered so poor, his stallion career drew very little interest. Special Week meanwhile flourished. In just 1 year, his foes outnumbered Seuin Sky co-sire in his entire life. And on the personal blog of Nishiyama, the owner vented his frustration. Let's talk about the owner Nishiyama, who was a beloved horse owner by many fans. It's widely acknowledged that side games forbade not safe for work fan art of umamusume. This is to not anger their owners, but Nishiyama stunned everyone by declaring publicly on Twitter, "I allow it, because it will mean more people can remember my beloved horse." In fact,
That's kind of wild, dude. Nah. Make some smut out of my horse. What?
among the horse owners where many were old-fashioned
Kind of based. It is kind of based. I will admit that is kind of based. Based definitely applies in this situation, but also it's wild. That's a wild thing. Nah, I want my horse to be remembered, even if it's remembered getting dicked down. Huh? What?
and stubborn at times. Nishiyama is very open-minded. When other games came seeking licensing right, he asked for only $50 per horse just because there needed to be a price in the contract, not trying to profit at all, just wanted his horses to be remembered. And as
Aww.
time passed by, when no other farms approached Seuin Sky, Nishiyama made a shocking decision. He ordered Nishino Flower and Seuin Sky to be bred together. To industry experts, this decision is batshit madness. Not only these two horses had completely different aptitude, one thrives in long distance, one in short to mile distance, but also Nishino Flower was a highly prized brood mare, often paired with elite horses including Takishato. He was the horse to secure the farm's future, and on the other hand, Seuin Sky was a genetic dead end. The gulf between them was more immense than Aladdin. But the usually kind Nishiyama this time became stubborn and did it anyway. Their baby was born, 6 rays, 0 wing. On Nishiyama's blog he wrote, "To pass on the blood of my beloved Seuin Sky, I bred him with Nishino Flower. If his bloodline would have been preserved, the name of Seuin Sky might have been remembered in the future." But this horse could not run at all. Still, Nishiyama could not give up this madness. He bred this foal with the famous Agnes Takion, and from that came Nishino Milai. But Milai too retired, 0 wing. Even with Nishino Flower's blood paired with Seuin Sky, it still doesn't work. And yet Nishiyama persisted. Nishino Milai gave birth to Nishino Daisy. In 2022, Daisy captured a G1 victory. The very first and only G1 winner descended from Seuin Sky and Nishino Flower. When Daisy won the group stakes, Nishiyama wrote this down in his blog. The madness from 16 years ago had finally come to fruition. Many fans of Seuin Sky came to Sapporo Racecourse, waving to Nishino Daisy. But to me, this is a bloodline born out of my own obsession. And by the way, in the game, Seuin Sky and Nishino Flower have the worst compatibility, just to show how crazy this pairing was in real life. Nishino Daisy. In Japanese, Daisy is a kind of flower. The flower Nishino Flower was holding in this support card. The horse that carried the love of 2 horses and the memory of a man who could never let go. After Seuin Sky and Nishino Flower, Nishiyama Farm never.
So the real love story is between the owner and the horse. Not like a sexual love story, but like he just loved the horse. That's so cute.
Again produced a horse of such brilliance. Eventually, the farm was sold off. 2011, Seuin Sky passed away. Nishiyama wrote this at his grave. "The lightning that raced across the azure sky. Long rest." 2020, Nishino Flower passed away, rested beside Seuin Sky. The glory of Nishiyama Farm, the obsession of a single man. Seuin Sky and Nishino Flower now rest here, quietly together, beneath the Seuin Sky, surrounded with flowers. 2024, to heal the regret of Seuin Sky's final race, Nishino Daisy closed her career with a victory. 2025, the global release of umamusume, an SR support card appeared. It consisted of 2 characters, Nishino Flower and Seuin Sky, and the name of this support card is To the Dearest You.
That was wholesome. That was wholesome, dude. That was a good video. This was a good video. This was a good video. I was wondering, where's the romance, right? We got all of this detail for Seuin Sky, all this Seuin Sky backstory, right? And basically the love story is the love that the owner had for his horse. It's not a sexual love. It's not like a romance. It is a belief and a fondness for this horse. Just the desire for this horse to be remembered, the desire for this horse to be respected as much as the other horses of that generation. And I like that in the end, right, the offspring of the horse did end up winning eventually. But that was really nice. I like that a lot. I thought that was a really good story for Seuin Sky. Very interesting, very enjoyable. And what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. How did you feel about this video? How do you feel about Seuin Sky after watching this? There was so much detail for Seuin Sky, right? Really breaking down Seuin Sky's career and like what Seuin Sky meant to Nishiyama, right? And then also beyond that, seeing like what happens after, right? The how much the owner loved the horse and really just wanted the legacy to exist. No more Seuin Sky slander from now on. You're wild. Of course I'm going to slander Seuin Sky. I'm sorry. It is a bitch to train Seuin Sky. I will continue to slander. All right? Don't make it so impossible for me to train this horse. I need the horse's ult. I need the horse to have good parents. I need to be able to do these things. It's fucking hard, man. Anyways, click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.